You're listening to the Spark Radio Network, Internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Hey, this is John Preston, Marine Combat Veteran and Pacific Records recording artist. Just reaching out to have you check out our new album, Battle Cry, Songs of America's Heroes, an album featuring phenomenal other combat veteran artists like Scott Brown of the Scooter Brown Band, Ryan Weaver, Rowdy Johnson, just an incredible mix of people. This is all veterans telling our stories and our lives, and we're giving 100% of our proceeds to the Valkyrie Initiative to help veterans and first responders integrate back into society. I myself have battled with post-traumatic stress for many years and lost my own brother, a Marine Corps veteran, to suicide. I ask that you step with us and make this happen. We are in pre-order right now and release on March 17th. Go to iTunes, go to Amazon, buy. We plan on making the charts and making it at a very high level, and your support right now makes a difference. This is the release of my new song, Superman Falls, which is actually about the loss of my own brother, which happened last year, and I would love for everyone to check it out, to listen, and hopefully it'll make a difference in many lives.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687. 8687.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Sometimes riders feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687. 687.
Oh, let me tell you something. I am so sick of Washington and all its works and all them politicians down there and them congressmen. I'll bet you won't find none of them congressmen signing down their electric blankets tonight. Which if they did, their secretaries would get up and go home.
We gotta do something. Absolutely. You know what we gotta do? Toga party.
Toga! 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 Toga!
I want you to kill every golfer on the course.
Check me if I'm wrong, Sandy, but if I kill all the golfers, they're going to lock me up and throw away the key.
All right, folks. Well, good evening. This is Robinson and Wright. We're coming to you live right now from KLRNradio.com, where we're live every Friday night at 11 p.m. Eastern. We go till we can't stop anymore. I'm joined this evening by my guest, or actually we have a guest, but I have my usual co-host and cohort, Mr. Dan Wright. Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Well, it's Friday, and I don't have to deal with a day job for the next couple of days, so that's always good. I'm ready for another 3-day weekend, but don't have another one of those for quite some time. Blah.
You know how my week's gone. So.
Well, Yeah, I mean, you had somebody stole all your tools, and that was fun. Yeah.
$3,600 worth of tools. Nah, what's that?
Yeah, what's $3,600 between friends? All right,
so yes, it's Friday. My son graduates from high school tomorrow.
Oh boy!
So I only have one more left.
Oh boy! See, we're down to the last one here already. He's a junior this coming year, so we're already gearing up. He's actually already being scouted by some schools. So he spent the day at one yesterday, getting looked at by a bunch of different coaches, and so he's getting excited. We're getting nervous. It's just it's weird when you get down to the last one and they're about to be gone. You're like, seems like he was just born yesterday. All right, so anyway, lots of stuff going on in the news. We have the Comey stories. We have the Eichenwald story. Speaking of which, Dan and I have both been blocked by someone. I guess he didn't like my joke about sending him tentacles instead of strobes. But anyway, and we also have a guest. We've been promoting this one for about a week now. She's on with us right now. You may recognize her. She's actually been on the station before, back when we were running under the different call letters, and she's coming back again. So we're bringing her on to promote the show. I did promise we would open the phone lines. We will here in just a little bit, I promise. But she's only going to be with us for a bit because she has some things she has to deal with. So we're going to bring her on now so we can get as much time in with her as we can. So good evening, Miss Sam. How are you?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Doing all right. It's been a week, but at least it's almost over.
It is almost over. We're like 50 minutes from it being over. So
well,
it's super late. How do you guys do this every week this late? What do you do? Are you taking lots of vitamins or what?
I'm an insomniac by nature.
This is kind of our fun show. I mean, we just, it's just Rick and Dan, and we talk about stuff and we just rant about stuff. And It's like to finish the week up and
how do you
do
have the
whatever you want to
energy?
do.
I'm getting old. I don't think I have the energy to
You know what?
rant this late at night.
I don't want to hear anything about you being old. You are the youngest person in the studio right now, so you can hush.
But that's what makes it fun, because if I'm old, you guys are like super old, so that's the joke, you know? Get it?
No. See that.
Well, notice we do the show for 1 hour again. Ask Rick about
there's a
me
reason
and the 2-hour shows.
See, there's a reason for that.
No
because
way.
For a while we were, because the hour would go by really, really fast, and we'd be like, you know what, this would be great as a 2-hour show. And it was great for like 3 weeks. And then Dan was being worked like all of the time. And during the second hour, I would get on, because that's basically what we do. We bring up a topic, we rant back and forth. One of us will take the majority of that topic. So second hour, I would get on a tear that would last at least 3 or 4 minutes, and all of a sudden you would hear...
I don't think people always understand. I mean, it's a lot of fun to be on the radio, but I don't think they also get that there's a lot of work into it, and you have to figure out what the hell you're going to say for that long. And I remember doing 90 minutes by myself, and I get about an hour, I'd be like, oh crap, I got to talk for 30 more minutes. Thank God people would call and yell at me, because then it made it go by much faster. But when it was just me by myself, it can be intimidating. But you know what? I never fell asleep. So Dan, wow, dude.
Yeah.
See,
there's nothing better than sitting in a chair and you knew you were on the air, and Rick has hung up the Skype connection and called me back to wake me up to tell me to go to bed.
Tell me you're asleep.
Yeah, but see, I'm not sure if this is a reflection.
I'd be in a chair.
See, I'm not sure if this is a reflection about how hard he was working or how terrible of a co-host I am, though. So, I'm just gonna throw that out there.
It was working a 70-hour week and then doing 2 hours of radio on Friday night.
It's not early for you, for if you're an East Coaster. It's kind of, 11 o'clock for you old people. It's kind of late. So I'm not surprised you're falling asleep, dude.
Hey, you know what? You're the one whining about how you need a nap. So, yeah, I think
I know. My God, it's horrible.
And the worst thing is you haven't even been on the East Coast that long. Come on.
I know, but, I turn 44 next weekend, and of course it's a big joke because I'm like a year and 2 months older than my husband, and God, I feel like I've aged more in like the last 2 years than like the first 42. So yeah, I would have taken a nap about 8 o'clock, but my fear was I wouldn't get up. So here I am. It's ridiculous how tired, and it's like you think you have all this energy, and man, you really don't. And I think it's just, I think it's that the world of politics is so slowly swallowing my soul. So I think it's just wearing me down.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old.
No, honestly, I think it's because honestly, think about it for a second. We've had the craziest election cycle ever. That seemed like also one of the longest election cycles ever, and we didn't get and we didn't get the downtime. It's gone from crazy story to crazy story to crazy story, and now the left is so rabidly trying to tear Trump down in any way possible. And this is a hard thing for me to say, because don't forget, folks, I didn't vote for the guy. But watching the left fall all over themselves and cannibalize themselves to do everything they can to get this man out of office is driving me crazy. And
it makes it impossible to be objective and to say, you know what? Trump did this well, but he really screwed this up. Because you're so busy fighting off ridiculousness, constant conspiracy and insanity from the left that you almost like you're defending the guy. And I am clearly very outspoken. I've never been a big fan of his. I got in trouble with people who support him. I don't like him so much. And so for me, it's like, I feel like I'm defending someone I really don't like, and it's really hard. But the left makes it impossible because they just do such stupid things. If they would just shut up and let him do what he wants to do, he would screw himself up. We know this because we know who he is, but they are so intent on attack, destroy, that they're making themselves look like assholes, and he can sit back and let them and do nothing,
Well, yeah, it's people like it's not even just the left. I mean,
no.
Every day I have to go and check Louise Mensch's timeline.
Poor girl.
She's insane.
Yeah.
She's insane. I was talking to somebody about her, and we came to the conclusion she may be dangerous.
You know,
I don't get it.
I really we follow each other. Well, we used to follow each other. I stopped following her because I started feeling sorry for her, to be honest with you, and it didn't stop me from writing about her because I thought, the Comey thing she was saying, this is how it was planned. Comey was supposed to look like this big wuss cake, and that's what the Russians were trying to fight Russia. It was so dumb. But I honestly stopped following her because I just couldn't take it anymore. And, there was the rumor floating around that she was friends with Milo and that this was just another tactic to distract and keep the left busy. And I'm just so tired of all of it. You get to a point where you're like, I miss the days of complaining about Obamacare and making fun of Hillary Clinton. That is where I am at. Because the rest of it is just constant insanity, and it's exhausting.
No, you're right. It's absolutely exhausting. And I love the days when, whether it be social media or on the radio or whatever, I can just sit back and just attack. Not even attack, just talk about the left's complete meltdown. But when you throw people that we all really respected, I mean, I used to follow Louise. And at one point on one of my accounts, one
of his many accounts,
she followed me.
You have a record.
And
yeah,
it's just a little depressing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to I kind of take okay, you're nuts, so I'm going to run with it, because if I don't, it just depresses me.
Oh, it's so depressing. And seeing people, there are still some bright sparks out there. Jonah Goldberg is, I think, really somebody who has kept his head and is still talking about things that are important. We're lucky to have the Ben Shapiro's out there doing the same thing, the Red Steezes. There are a lot of people out there who've kept all their poop in a group, but there's a lot of people who have completely lost their marbles, and so it gets really difficult. And we have to remember, too, that we eat, breathe, live, sleep. I mean, this is kind of our world, especially if you work in this world like I do. It's my world, and so I notice all of these things. Regular, normal, happy people probably just think it's a little chaotic, so they're not nearly as exhausted. But we live it, so it's something that we see all the time. And I think that eventually something has to change. And I don't know if that's that we finally all just get behind Trump and do what we can to help the president, or if we just wipe our hands clear and let them all destroy each other, but there has to be some goal here. It can't just be out there in the wind hoping something happens, because I don't know about you guys, but I don't even know what I'm fighting for anymore.
Well, I mean, at this point,
I don't have a goal,
The biggest thing for me at this point is, and again, this is coming from the guy that didn't vote for him, I basically lobbied against him every chance that I got. So much so that the new station director actually contacted me at one point and said that I needed to stop doing every single show about Trump because she was tired of hearing about it. And I told her and kept doing what I was doing because that's how I roll. But anyway, but here's the thing. Now that he's president, I cannot be the guy sitting on the Titanic watching the iceberg come at us and be rooting for the iceberg. I have to try to do something. And if that means that I get behind Trump and I support him for the things that he does right, and I still try to call him out for the things that he does wrong, which is exactly what we do. It's what Dan and I do. It's what Jen and I do. It's what I do. But it also makes social media really, really weird, because I swear it's like one minute I'm a Nazi and the next minute I'm a liberal baby killer, and nobody seems to know what I am. Because they're confused.
I spent all night tonight being called an alt-righter because I'm pro-life. I'm pro-life, so I'm an alt-righter. I was told, go Go talk to your buddies Milo and Cernovic. Really? Cernovic refused me. He refused me an interview.
That's all right.
At CPAC because he doesn't like me, but I'm supposed to go find him and be buddies with him.
Speaking of,
I stopped trying to convince people of who I am and what I stand for a long time ago, because it doesn't matter when you try to convince people who you are. They're going to kind of come up with their own ideas no matter what anyway. So just, that whole F them thing, if they can't take a joke, and keep your sense of humor and stay out of jail and yada, yada, yada. That's me. That's where I am.
Well, it's what the three of us do is what we've always done, is keep an open mind with any president that comes in.
Well,
there's
I try
few
to
of
say
us.
that. I was not open-minded about Barack Obama. I know a lot of us try and say, well, I was really trying to give him the benefit. I never gave him the benefit of the doubt, because I knew from day one he was garbage.
Guys,
and I will never admit to thinking otherwise. And I understand that we're supposed to be, the bigger adult or whatever, but I always thought he was a schmuck, and I'm not going to say I thought he was any different. He was awful for this country, and I blame him for where we are now, because he created this mess, this divisive, disgusting mess that made Donald Trump possible. So I will never say I was open-minded. I was not. I was a bitch about Barack Obama, and I probably will continue to be one because he sucks. See, look, I'm honest. This is me.
I was open-minded for about 100 days.
Look at you. Not me.
Trump didn't get 100 days of open-mindedness from most people.
From pretty much anybody.
That's true.
I don't mean to cut you off, guys, because it's interesting, because I haven't given out the call-in numbers yet, but we actually have a caller. Nicholas from Texas, you are on.
No, Barack Obama good for gas price.
You're such a dork.
Many people don't like Barack Obama, but he good for many gas price. He sell many oils. Is this the Louise Mintz show? I am on wrong.
Yes, you got the right number.
Yeah,
I am more alcohol.
I am. Why is woman allowed on radio here?
I'm not a woman.
I think you're looking
talking about Rick that way.
I think you're looking for MSLSD. I think you've called the wrong number.
No, I call whatever number computer tell me to call. Computer say call this number. I call number. Louise say call this show. She funny person.
She is funny, huh?
Louise,
I'm just kidding.
Louise
Hi,
and
everybody.
funny in the same sentence.
Hi,
Hey,
Nick. How are you?
Hey, Nick.
Great. I'm great. How are you guys?
Where's the SpongeBob voice? I was waiting for SpongeBob.
yeah, I know. I was expecting. There we go. See, I was expecting SpongeBob, and I got Vladimir Putin instead.
Yeah, Abdul.
You got
Abdul Muhammad.
You will get Putin.
Oh, there we go. See, that's
I drive tank. I drive mini tank.
Oh Lord, I'm too old for this.
No, you aren't.
We are not too old for this. Hey, Sam, I realized we have let people.
For you guys.
I realized we have let people down tonight.
It's like 11:30 where you guys are. I'm good.
You have an obligatory word that you have not said once yet that I think we need to get out of the way.
No, I don't have any obligatory words.
You don't have
vagina on the radio anymore.
Why not?
Huh?
You just did.
Because, I got this rep for saying vagina a lot on the radio, and I don't know where this whole vagina thing came from. But, vagina is just another word. So I don't know what the big deal about saying vagina is. I have this rumor that I said vagina like 34 times on Grouchy's show, and I think I only said vagina like 33 times. Because, I stopped losing the count about the fourth or fifth vagina. There, are you happy now about vagina on your show?
Actually, it was 34 and a half, because in the last one you just said vag. Just saying.
But, it stems from having, I'm sorry, I hate to be known for saying the word vagina. I really made my mark on the whole movement. But it just stemmed from the idea when you're on the air with someone who decides to tell you that you can't say vagina or penis. And you know so it didn't end well for me. So when I finally could say vagina, I said vagina a lot because it was funny.
You can say vagina all you want. We're all over it.
You're all over the vagina.
No, he said we were over it. I heard what he did there.
Over it.
We're over
the vagina. Oh, I get it. I'm not fallopian tube for that. Let's do this all night.
Oh, the rest of us just
oh my
it
God.
off. It's
We have just figured it out. Sam is the whole reason for the vagina hat.
It's your fault, Sam.
Sam.
Take that back.
You should be getting.
Of course, I take that back.
That's not fair.
You should be getting like royalties or something. You should be like, "Hey, that was my idea. I need a cut."
Absolutely.
No vagina hat for this girl. Sorry.
No. Probably no cut. Probably no cut references in talking about vaginas.
A what reference? What did you say?
Wow.
Hey, you invited me on here.
Hey, but I didn't say it, so woohoo! It's always me.
All right, we seem to have someone else joining the line. All right, and so we have another caller. It looks like you're calling in from Oklahoma City on the line. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey, Sam. I rarely get on the air. Yes, this is Station Manager Ann. I don't get on the air. I just wanted to make sure to say welcome to the station or welcome back to the group or however you want to put it. And Rick, how often do I actually get on the air?
I think I can count them on one finger so far.
Actually, I called in on the last minute of one of the other
She
things.
heard vagina jokes and immediately started dialing the number. Like the fact that the feed went off.
I was actually chasing the number in advance.
They made me say vagina. It wasn't my fault.
Oh, we're not FCC regulated. Have fun.
See?
I'll make up for it.
What are you going to do?
Vagina.
Oh,
Okay,
I was just waiting for you to start snoring again.
What is it? You're culturally misappropriating my vagina. I'm confused what that's called. It's a microaggression. Leave my vagina alone. It's my vagina.
Anyway.
It's too late for me to be talking about vagina. We need to get over it.
And do I have to go to HR?
No, I'll deal with you later. So, Sam, I just wanted to say it's good to have you on joining this, as I call them, crazy band of radio station cats. And yes, you can ask Rick at CPAC. I was introducing myself as either station manager or chief cat herder, depending on who I was talking to.
Yeah, but which Dan are we talking? Which Dan are we talking to right now? Because I know there's like 20 different iterations.
Yes, there are.
Poor Dan.
I'm
giving up on keeping up with your Twitter accounts on the website, by the way, Dan.
Right, Dan is like like 4 cats, like 9 lives apiece.
So, by the way,
yeah, I'm having a little trouble with the Twitter accounts.
You? No.
Yeah, a little.
Yeah. No.
Day one, darling.
Come on.
Since day one. Anyway,
Hey, you know what? At least all those people that block me keep getting their blocks taken away. It's fun.
Yeah, but
until you give them right back.
Dan sticks his nose in there, and I've got a ton of respect for that.
Hey,
this is
Thank
true,
you, sir.
I will say that instead of putting up your personal account on the website now, it's just the station account, the KLRN, the Robinson and Wright account, because I couldn't keep up with the personal ones.
Yeah, that's fine.
Neither can anybody else. No, I'm serious because we had a little private group going today, and Sam and I are talking back and forth about the show, and I'm like, oh wait, I forgot Band Boy's not in here, so I went and grabbed the other account after we'd been talking for like an hour, and was like, oh, sorry, we kind of left you out of this because I forgot.
Oh, I'm in I'm in a group and people will be like, "Who's that?" "Oh, it's Dan." "Oh, lost another account, did you?"
But I think
what
people don't talk about enough with you, Dan, is it's funny because I know it's annoying, but it's also you put yourself out there for a lot of other people.
Yes,
you're not getting in trouble because you're just being an ass. You're getting in trouble because you're defending someone else usually, and
I
that
will
seems
say
to get you in trouble.
90% of his trouble is from defending other people, but I will say from a website manager perspective, it's a headache.
I'm not nearly as much trouble, and just so you know, I'm a good kid.
Oh yeah, you're
hey, wait.
so low maintenance.
I'm really starting to think I should have put my boots on before we started
Twitter
this show.
account once a week, you're getting a station show account too.
I would probably get in trouble from more people than just you guys if I started moving my accounts. But yeah, no, I've mellowed. I'm not nearly as much trouble as I used to be.
You know what?
I've matured.
Rick has a way sexier radio voice than his picture implies.
Did you
say Rick has a sexy radio voice? Yes.
You said you were 44?
Yes.
I'm 45,
Saturday.
and my bedtime will be somewhere around 3 o'clock this morning, so.
I'm old, lady. I feel it, though.
I'm 45, and I just I'm working on something, actually. It's part of a fantastic new upgrade work that I'm trying to bring to the station, but it's going to keep me up until the wee hours of the morning.
Wait.
So.
But you're in Oklahoma City, right?
No, I'm actually, I have an Oklahoma City number, but that's because I used to live there.
Oh, okay. So I was worried about a tornado.
No, that's just me.
No, that's Rick. I don't actually live in Oklahoma City anymore. So I live elsewhere.
Because if you're in Oklahoma City, you either get the ice storm, you get the earthquakes, you get the tornadoes, and so God hates Oklahoma. That's kind of what I've determined.
I'm moving to Oklahoma.
I don't care if God hates Oklahoma. I love it. So
I love Oklahoma, but Mother Earth doesn't seem to.
Yeah, well, neither does Washington, D.C.
I've got to
to
run because I'm in the middle of working on something actually for the station, and it's kind of complicated and complex. I was just at a decent stopping point, but I wanted to say on air hello and welcome, and it'll be fun working with someone who's mischievous, but I don't have to change their Twitter account as many times as I did Dan's.
Well, thanks for calling in, Ann. I appreciate it. It's nice to meet you on the air.
Well, like I said, Rick vouched for that. I don't come on the air. It's very rare.
And don't run. Take a train. Like Trump is working on that stuff. Like you'll get a train track or a brand new airport or something wherever you are. It's all infrastructure, baby.
We already have
You're
a train track, and we don't need it. Well, where I live, funding for a new airport would come from elsewhere, so that's a whole other story. All right.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
Best of luck to you then.
Night, Ann.
Bye.
And
Bye,
actually,
guys.
we just had. Go ahead.
I was going to say, to end the confusion, I live on a military base, so if they needed a new airstrip, it would not come out of the transportation budget. It would be the Defense Department.
Oh, well, they're getting a boost too, so you're in luck.
Exactly. I'm not worried about it. All right. Night, guys. You have fun. And like I said, Sam, it's nice to have you joining the station. I've been excited since I found out, but I was sworn to secrecy, so I could say nothing.
Secrecy, top secret. No, I appreciate it. It'll be a lot of fun. And
Did you write a memo that was leaked or anything?
Yes.
No, Tommy already beat us to it, so we didn't want to steal his thunder.
So, I And I don't need to contact a professor to get something on the air. I just contact Rick.
This is true.
All right. Take care, guys.
Night, Ann. Thanks for calling in.
I've got to go contact the station editor and pick her brain for a while.
You have fun with that.
Yeah. She's in a whole other time zone, not even in the U.S. So that's she's also our Conversations in Science host, Dr. Judy L. Moore. So she's amazing. When I have trouble with something, she's my first call. So bye, guys.
Night, Ann. And actually, I think, hang on, did we lose somebody else? Nope, there he is. All right, so we had someone else join in while Ann was saying goodbye. We have Al from Michigan. I'm pretty sure this is Patriot, Hardcore Patriot, Al, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
It is the Hardcore Patriot. How you doing, Ricky?
I'm doing all right, Al. How are you?
I am right. How's it going? Everybody doing all right?
We are doing all right. You got a bit of a party line going on right now. You got me and Dan. You got Nick and Bunny. So.
Yep, I understand that. I am just now leaving the liberal mecca of Ann Arbor out of work, and I decided I'd give you guys a quick call and say, hey, Sam, I am so glad to have you on the team.
Aw, thanks, Al. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Doing just great now that I'm out of work.
Dude, you sound like so wide awake. I'm envious.
That's because you're only as old as you feel, and unfortunately for you, you feel 999.
Exactly.
No one asked you. Nobody asked you.
Well, I had to call in because, quite honestly, Sam was one of my first follows when I started understanding what Twitter really was. I had an account for like 2 years, and every time I'd get on it, I'd go, what the heck is this? And I'd get back off.
Yep. Yeah, I was the same way.
That was me.
Yep. And she kind of took me under her wing, and it was just like, then I started listening to her show, and then I started getting kind of addicted to my funny fix every week. So when she stopped having the show, it kind of bummed me out. So I'm really glad to have you back on.
Well, I appreciate that, and I'm so I felt really bad, and I'm going to be honest. I left very quickly. My family has always been my priority, and when I felt that they were in danger, I was just done. And so
I understand that 100%.
But it's really it's not really a fair thing when there are people who rely on you, and so it's something that I plan to talk about. I really appreciate that you still care enough to listen. But, I think it's something that going through made me a better conservative. I know it made me a better mom and a better wife. I think that, and I wouldn't wish this on anyone because it's really a horrible feeling, but I think it's important to go through something like that and realize what's important to you. And then I think you become better because you survive it. And so here I am trying this again, and we'll see how it goes. I miss doing my douchebags. I miss being funny, and I miss talking and hearing myself talk. So I think it's just really time to try this again.
To be honest with you, Sam, you did influence me a little bit, and I stole from you a little bit. And I don't do like a countdown every week, but my show, I do have Doorknob of the Week.
Oh, but see, that's great. Because, there was always this...
I just do one and rail on him for about 15 minutes.
I think that's great. And I think part of what conservatives have struggled with is that we take ourselves too seriously sometimes. And so calling someone a douchebag or calling someone a doorknob and making it light and keeping our sense of humor, if we do not keep laughing about things, we aren't going to survive. And so I think that's awesome. And you know what? I'm the first person to admit that the douchebags, the top 10 douchebags of the week, I got that from my friend Biden's hair plug, who kind of went on
really
track.
This election has been so hard on people. I have literally, I called it like a year ago. I looked at what was going on Twitter and Facebook, and I was like, this is going to rip this nation apart. And we've forgotten how to have fun, and it really has. I mean, I've watched people go at each other that I never thought in a million years would really, especially on social media, just tear each other apart.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, it's there were people, and I guess, you know, Biden's hair plugs, who I still couldn't tell you who he is, or she, could be a woman, I don't know. But he or she was one of my best friends, and, you know, he or she could really be kind of out there, but they were never cruel. It was never crossing a line. It was never, oh my God, this is anti-Semitic. You know, it was, he dropped the R word, but that's still funny. I lost my friend in him because I simply could not accept that level of anger and hate. And people were just there. And I tried to understand that because I understood their level of frustration, because I think we were all there. After 8 years, we're just exhausted of being beaten up and told that we're wrong and chastised and called racist when we weren't. People were just tired of that, and they were ready. Fine, then I'm a racist. Fine, then I'm an anti-Semite, and they went at people. And I just wasn't ready to do that, and I don't think I ever will be because I just can't. I don't have it in me. But I lost lots of friends because, and they were good friends.
You and me with Plugs both. I mean, Plugs and I were pretty back and forth every day. And then all of a sudden I was like, dude, what did you just say?
Yeah.
You know, and
yeah. Plugs is a perfect example of when you get an extremist president, of the pendulum swinging too hard the other direction.
And, you know, I knew him personally, not, again, him, she, who they were, but we would have talks and DM because I always wanted him to come on my show because I knew people would listen to him. And to be honest with you, he never wanted to come on the show. I think he was shy. And it's funny to hear that because, you know, he was so outspoken and he was crazy and he said crazy stuff, but he was really shy. And suddenly, I just think he had enough. I think he was done. And he finally just jumped over that last piece. And there was this, and I think what we forget about the alt-right is because, you know, while I find them absolutely repugnant, I think we need to understand where a lot of that anger came from. And I think we need to understand why it's still there and if we can still help some of those folks. Some of them are gone.
Yeah, if we don't understand where that...
electricity, they're done. People who say shampoo
we don't
in their
understand
hair, done.
If we don't understand where their anger and passion came from, the left will. And so we have to understand that before the left does. And they're pretty good at that.
Oh, yeah, the left is really good at working people. Absolutely.
And I think right now, the right as a whole, and I'm not just, you know, I'm not going to generalize it, but there's a lot of people, especially alt-right, are being just as bad, just as hateful, just as spiteful as what we used to condemn and criticize.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
and I think
no
part
question.
of that is just like, you know what? Fine. You think I'm a racist? I'm going to be a racist. You think I'm an anti-Semite? Bring it on. I think they're to a point where they don't care anymore, and that's where we have a disconnect. We have conservatives. Yep. We have libertarians. We have moderate Republicans who still care, and we want the country to be better. Then we have a faction of people who don't care. They will watch the country burn as long as that means those leftist bastards are done. That's where they're at.
And that's,
right,
and that's a direct result of an extremist
hello,
president for the
hello,
last
guys.
8 years.
Hello,
We've
hello.
sat back the other way, just like you guys said.
All right.
Yep.
Sorry, not trying to cut people off, but we actually have a couple more folks trying to join in on the conversation. We have Angie from North Carolina. I think I know who
I'm
this is.
out in God's country. Guys, I'm out in God's country right now, so I've got to bolt out of here. You all have a great night. I'm still listening, but my phone's about ready to die because I'm in the middle of a cornfield. So,
all right.
Hey, good to have you all back. We'll talk to you later. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thanks. Have a good night.
All right, so...
Hey.
Hello?
Hello, lovely. Hey.
How are you?
I'm okay.
Hi, me.
How are y'all doing? I was just listening. I actually forgot that I had called in, and then y'all were like, "Oh, yeah, I did." Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's Angie.
It's
my
Angie.
wife.
Be nice to her. This has been a long time since I've been on the radio.
I would never be mean to Angie.
I'd cut you. I don't run into people being mean very often. Once in a while.
Oh no, of course not.
I had a couple people.
You better not be mean to Angie because there's a few people here that would cut you.
Sam being one of them.
That's true, but most people, like even on Twitter, if people are mean to me, they generally will end up being nice to me because I just laugh at them, and then they're like, I'm sorry.
Confuse them. Not sure they should be nice or mean to you.
It is. It's a Twitter superpower I have. I don't have, even when they're mean to me, they end up being like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was mean to you." And I'm like, "Okay, that's fine."
I don't have that.
You are Twitter. You are Twitter Wonder Woman, is what it is.
Right. That's
Say
funny.
that at me.
Dan's on his 21st account, and Angie's like, "Oh."
I've never.
I need to take some lessons from Angie. Is that what you're saying?
Well,
something like that.
But we're two different. We're completely different personalities, though. I mean, when you're taking up for somebody, it's very nice. It's very sweet, and I'm just I'm very non-confrontational. I mean, I'll tell people what I think, but they just, I don't know. It's like Grouchy calls me a sweet tea ninja because, I'll tell people what I think, but for some reason they always think I'm complimenting them. I don't know. I just have a superpower of saying, you suck, but they think that I told them they were wonderful.
It's the southern charm thing. It works every time. I have a
It must be.
I have a grandmother who was the same way.
It's something I have. It's cool. It's come in handy. But you guys were talking about how people. You guys were talking about how people are how they're behave now, how people behave, and I think it's a matter of they just want to accept who Trump is, and that's who Trump is. And I don't really care that his personality is like that, that he's kind of off the cuff and says whatever, and he really will take it back to people, and that's fine. I mean, you could do that. My problem with Trump is that he has liberal policies, and people try to act like he doesn't. That's my problem, and always been my problem with Trump. He could tell somebody, F you, and I wouldn't even really care. I would say that's not polite, but I wouldn't care too much about it if he had the correct policy. So
I think probably would like
don't understand. Yeah.
Angie's all up in here dropping truth bombs.
Yeah. And I think people don't get that part. They confuse why people like us don't like Trump. They think that it's the same reasons that leftist doesn't like him. But that's not even the case. The case is all about his policy. I mean, I don't care what he acts like. He can act like a jerk. I'll say that he acts like a jerk. He does. He doesn't have to be like that. But it's mostly his policies. But you have to say, too, at the same time, the Trump derangement people are just as bad as the full-out Trumpers. They should all just come into the, realization that you can say what he's done good. His Gorsuch pick, awesome. If that guy, as long as he doesn't turn Roberts on us, that's awesome. Him pulling out the terrorist accord thing, it's awesome. But you also have to admit when he does stupid stuff, like his whole border tax proposal is ridiculous. And you just have to be able to admit, what is good and what is bad. And if we stop talking about that, if we don't educate people, we're going to end up with more things like Trump. We have to educate people about what conservatism is and why we believe in it.
Well, but the problem we run into is that they don't understand. They think because once upon a time, Trump said conservatives conserve things. Dumbest ass thing he could have said, because there's nothing about conservatives that do that. They don't understand who we are. And then, you have this, I literally just had this conversation with some jackass on Twitter who said, well, conservatives support open borders. And I'm like, are you high? It's just they don't have any idea what conservatives are, who we are, what we stand for. And we're so bad at telling people that Trump got around us. He knew he's a populist. He knew what people wanted to hear. It doesn't mean he's one of us. It just means he knew how to sell what he thought we were all about. He has no idea what we're all about, and that's, I think, why we don't like him.
Exactly. That's exactly why I don't like him. And everybody is like, oh, you just don't like him because of his personality. No, I do think he can be an a-hole. I totally believe that. But I wouldn't care if he was that way if he had the right policy and he was pushing it the correct way. Like, it wouldn't bother me. Do I think that he should go around acting like that? No, I don't.
No.
And
but I laugh.
But, it wouldn't bother me.
I admit it.
Admit it, Angie. Angie, admit it. He's a snot snucker.
He is. He's snot, totally.
He likes to go snot.
He's horrible. But it's like, but I also, like, the people who are totally Trump derangement, like Evan McMullen or whatever his name was. Okay, you got to calm down. He's totally turned into like a liberal, He's not even, he goes after him for liberal things, like the way a liberal would. He's not even explaining like, from a point of view why this is wrong. That's what I think that people in our position, like I think that Ben Shapiro does a great job of it.
What those people are doing is forcing people like you, Angie, and me, who were I was a reluctant Trump supporter. Angie, you weren't. You're forcing us to defend him with their idiocy.
Right.
Because we oppose idiocy more than we oppose Trump, right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
It's like, don't be an idiot.
Here's the thing with Trump.
You can't help it.
He's a populist, and about 75% of the time he's going to agree with conservatives. Like about 75% of the time he's going to agree with us. There's about what is it? Maybe 30%, 25% of things that he's going to do that are very liberal. But the problem is that even when he's trying to do something that we agree with, he goes about it in such a strange way, or he wants to add something to it. Like he wants to cut taxes.
Look at the Comey thing. So he pretty much dropped the mic on the Comey deal, right? And then he picked up and started singing Bohemian Rhapsody into it. Like, everybody kind of agrees that you came out on the winning side of the Comey testimony. Now shut up.
Now shut up.
Shut up and win it. Just shut up and win it. No, I'm gonna testify and I'm gonna show this guy. No, just shut up.
Yep.
See, that's the problem. He doesn't know when to quit.
Doesn't. He's his own worst enemy.
Put your phone down. Put your phone down.
Do you know how many of his staff members and his aides have probably said that to him? Mr. President, just please put the phone down. And he's like, no.
What they were trying to do with him. When it was Comey's testimony, they were like, hey, he's going to give a speech. They thought that was the only way to keep him from tweeting during his testimony. That's why they were doing it. You remember that? It was like, oh, look, Trump's going to have a press release or a presser during the Comey testimony because someone like Kellyanne Conway said, he's not going to shut up. Get him, do something with him. Oh, he likes to hear himself talk. Get him a speech. That's what they did.
Well, that's probably true. But see, I think that it's really important that we educate people. I don't even know if we get to call it conservatism anymore. I call myself politically homeless, but I think that like so many words have been redefined that we almost have to just like come out and we have to educate people about our ideas. And maybe we don't even call it conservatism anymore because the name itself has been it's basically been ruined with like the ideas of alt-right and etc. It's just but we still have to educate people. I think Ben Shapiro does a great job of it. I love Krauthammer. Usually anything he says I agree with. But we really have to say this is good and this is why. And we have to say this is bad and this is why. You can't just go out and be a big liberal and say, oh, Trump is a bad person. He's this and that. That's not going to help anything. Okay? He is. He's not a nice person. Okay? I don't think even people that like him could say that he's a nice person. But regardless of that, we have to talk about what his policies are and what we think is bad and why, and what we think is good and why. Because if we don't, we're just going to end up in the same place that we were in this primary. because people are just fed up with people doing nothing. They really are.
All right, well, not to cut anybody off, but at this point, it looks like Sam has managed to lose cell signal, so she just dropped off the call. We also have a caller who's been waiting for a bit, so I'm going to go ahead and unmute him now. You have two last names listed, so I'm not sure, or two first names listed, so I'm not sure which one is your actual first name, so I'm just going to bring you on the line. You are unmuted, and you should be unmuted now. And wait, I think we have Sam back now. I can see somebody from Wyoming. Sam, are you back? There she is.
I'm back.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm here.
I
Sorry.
thought we lost you.
I suddenly lost my connection. I can't blame the buffalo anymore. It's sad. I can't make jokes about not having the internet in Wyoming anymore. It's so depressing. Sorry, I didn't mean to drop out. My phone was suddenly, I'm like, oh my God, call failed. I'm like, he hung up on me. Sons of bitch.
Well, no, we can still technically blame tumbleweed internet. So
that's why we don't do Skype anymore, because I would be like mid-sentence and my Skype connection would just drop off.
Well, I think you should be blaming Rick. I think that's the real problem here, because I'm not on Skype. I blame Rick.
Well, to be fair,
I needed to go anyway. I had to go. I should have gone like a half hour ago, because I have little boys upstairs playing basketball on their Xbox waiting to go to bed. So,
yeah, it's this old lady, and I'm going to turn into a pumpkin, so I need to go too.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn into. I don't have a pumpkin. I just have a mouthy 9-year-old who needs to go to bed. So.
But it was very nice talking to you guys.
Nice talking to you too,
Night, Angie.
Next time. Night.
Good night, Angie.
All right, so at this point, actually, we are already almost out of show. I didn't think it had already been going that long. Wow. We didn't even take a break. We had so many people calling in. That was kind of cool. All right, so,
did we have somebody join us?
Actually, it still shows Sam is on the line. I know we had one other caller. But I know we had
I'm
one
still
other...
here. I was just going to say goodnight.
Okay.
Right. I didn't want to hang up on you.
All right. Well, it was awesome. Actually, you stayed for the whole show because we're down to like 3 minutes.
I know. Sorry about that. I meant to leave like a half hour ago. I was going to
remember,
why are you apologizing?
Remember, I warned you when you said I only want to stay on for like 20 minutes. I said, that's great, but our show's like Hotel California. Once you come on, you can't leave. And I tried to warn you.
I just have a big mouth. I just never know when to shut up. But yeah.
That's why we love you.
Anyway. Got to go to bed. I'm old and my kid's sleepy, so I got to go.
Have a good night, Sam. Thanks for coming on.
I will. Thanks,
night,
guys.
Sam.
Bye.
All right, so it's just me and you for like 2 minutes. Well, I guess we got about 2 minutes and 10 seconds.
All right, well, you don't need to go over my social media stuff, really, I guess.
No, not really. You know, because you don't really... I guess you could give out your Facebook stuff since you have like a Facebook page for the show.
Actually, you know what?
You'll be on
Feist, Feist. I'll be back on Twitter on Tuesday around noon.
And suspended again by noon 30.
When Twitter gives my account back to me.
And suspended again by noon 30. I'm taking bets.
Probably. But no, you can look me up on Facebook, Daniel Wright, and Dan Wright. Dan Wright is my professional account, and you can hopefully this Wednesday listen to The Right Side.
You just jinxed it, right?
Serious issues like my truck getting broken into and all of my tools getting stolen.
You know you just jinxed it, right?
Huh?
I said you just jinxed it, right? Because that's the way my luck goes.
Oh, I jinxed it. Oh, yeah, I jinxed it.
That's the way my luck goes. I'll be like, and hopefully, and yeah, then everything goes to, yeah.
Yeah, so, anyway, I'm very hopeful to be doing my show on Wednesday.
All right, and for those...
everybody find you, Rick?
Well, that's what I was about to do. And for those of you listening, I want to thank you for tuning in for Sam actually being on one of my shows for the first time ever. She's come on everybody else's shows and never come on one of mine till now. No, I'm just playing. Sam and I have actually worked together before. I was her producer when she moved over with us the first time, and then she had some family issues get in the way, and now she's coming back, so I'll be producing for her again, which makes me really, really happy. I do America Off the Rails Sunday through Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern. We do this one on Friday nights, which is Robinson and Wright, also at 11 p.m. Eastern, and you can find me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, still right here on KLRN Radio, doing the Jen and Rick Show at 10 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, that's right, I do like 7 shows a week. Yes, I'm insane. I understand that. You can also follow along on Twitter at AOTR_host. So far, unlike my co-host, I have yet to be suspended, but I've been annoying more people lately, so I figure my first time is probably coming soon. And on that note, because we did not take a break, we are going to have to play some commercials now, because I am obligated to play at least 3 to 4 minutes of commercials every half hour, and we didn't play any. So we're going to wind up the show, get ourselves out of here, and we will be back with you before you know it. And just want to thank everybody for taking the time to tune in. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of your beginning of your weekend, and I will see you when I see you. Take care, and God bless.
Everything is changing. Superman falls. Everything is breaking apart.
You're listening to the Spark Radio Network. Internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all said to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark.
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Hey, this is John Preston, Marine combat veteran and Pacific Records recording artist. Just reaching out to have you check out our new album, Battle Cry, Songs of America's Heroes, an album featuring phenomenal other combat veteran artists like Scott Brown of the Scooter Brown Band, Ryan Weaver, Rowdy Johnson, just an incredible mix of people. This is all veterans telling our stories and our lives, and we're giving 100% of our proceeds to the Valkyrie Initiative to help veterans and first responders integrate back into society. I myself have battled with post-traumatic stress for many years and lost my own brother, a Marine Corps veteran, to suicide. I ask that you step with us and make this happen. We are in pre-order right now and release on March 17th. Go to iTunes, go to Amazon, buy. We plan on making the charts and making it at a very high level, and your support right now makes a difference. This is the release of my new song, Superman Falls, which is actually about the loss of my own brother, which happened last year, and I would love for everyone to check it out, to listen, and hopefully it'll make a difference in many lives.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687. 8687.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Sometimes riders feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing into full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
Here's George Foreman with InventHelp.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? Do you have the same questions? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp has been helping inventors for more than 30 years and has sales offices nationwide. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. If you have an idea and want to try to patent it and submit it to companies, you should call InventHelp today for free information.
Listen, I can't guarantee a company will be interested in your idea, but I believe every inventor deserves the opportunity to step into the ring and take their best shot. Put InventHelp in your corner.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-353-6490. That's 1-800-353-6490. Again, 1-800-353-6490.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.